7th. I am Bruce Leonard, and this is Bruce Leonard Leans Left. While it's still legal. Still legal today, but we are barreling down the fascist road now. I mean, so fast. It's like faster and faster. And once again, I will accept apologies from people who said I was crazy before. This I was hysterical, and none of this stuff would have happened. As it happens exactly as I fucking told you it would. Now he's talking about invoking the Insurrection Act. For what insurrection, I do not know. Yes, Julie, I'm early. I'm sorry. My scheduling has been off. So I'm sorry I wasn't here Saturday because my cousin got married in Dayton, so I had to go up there and go to the wedding. It's weird to watch someone that you've known their whole entire life since they were born get married. You realize that you're getting old. Because again, I don't feel old. I don't feel any different than I have always felt. But you see things happening around you, and you go, "Oh wow, I'm getting old." Thank God I'm not still too old to fight, because I have a feeling that we're going to be fighting soon. It's like, because unless you're going to lay down and take this shit. Right now, the Texas National Guard is landing in Illinois without the permission of Governor Pritzker. Because Stephen Miller let himself slip today and said he believes that President Trump is all-powerful. And he can do anything he wants, and no one can stop him. And the courts have stopped him from doing several things, but they just attacked those judges immediately, even the judges that they appointed. They don't go along with them. Stephen Miller's family has become more vocal lately about the monster that they... I wouldn't say they created him, because they seem like good people. I don't know what happened to Stephen Miller. His family, like I said, seems like decent, good people. They are, like I said, writing letters to newspapers now and apologizing for the monster that they have unleashed upon the world. I don't know what happened to him. Apparently it was at a young age, because he's been like this his whole life. Well, not his whole life, because they were saying they remember when he was like a regular person. But there's a video of him at Duke. So apparently in his late teens, something happened to Stephen Miller. I don't know what it was, but it turned him into a Nazi. Yes, I did see that. And then Laura Ingraham played it for him live on the air. And she said he was 4'11". I forget exactly what she said, but you could tell he's blistering bad inside. Which appears to be his natural state of being, constantly pissed off about something. I don't know what. Again, like, I don't know what happened to the man. Obviously, it was something. That's one thing I would like to know. I like to not the idea of sitting down with Stephen Miller is a pleasant idea in any way, but if you could just ask him one question, like, what happened to you, man? Because obviously it was something very traumatic to him, and turned him into, like I said, I don't know what you'd call it. A man so filled with hate that he... Like, can you imagine Stephen Miller at a party? Like, They're like, oh, he doesn't have any friends. I wonder why. Yeah. It's like, who wants to sit around and listen to this fucking guy go on and on and on about how immigrants are fucking terrible and all leftists are terrorists and. But apparently, he was born at just the right time to line up himself with Donald Trump. I don't know where they met. That's the other thing. Trump used to be like, I mean, he was always a buffoon and a clown, but he wasn't like this when he was younger. Well, I mean, I guess he was, because like when the Central Park 5 happened, he fucking wrote a big letter about how they should all get the death penalty immediately and blah blah blah. So I guess, I mean, and he was in trouble. I mean, I guess he was always a racist, but the masks are off. That's what I'm saying. It's like if you went to a Klan rally and told them, hey man, you don't have to wear the hoods anymore. Take them off. It's perfectly acceptable to be a Klan member. You don't have to wear the mask anymore. You know, it's like, let's take it off. Like, anyway, the National Guard is now landing, Texas National Guard, because he was told by a judge that he couldn't nationalize the Illinois National Guard against the will of the governor of the state. So instead, he went to fucking Wheels down there in Texas, who will do anything that he says. Like, in a wheelchair too. He's in the perfect position for nut licking. He doesn't even have to get on his knees. He just rolls right up. Anyway, so he gave him the National Guard, even though they're still looking for dead people down there with the floods and shit. And then Ken Passer said today that they're yes, Julia, they are still covering their faces when they abduct immigrants. Yes, for sure. That's more of a like an intimidation factor, I think, and it looks good on the films that they make. I don't know if you saw that. They invaded Chicago, right? Flew a black hop helicopter over an apartment building and rappelled down onto the roof and like just stormed the building, and of course the building's shaking because there's a big ass helicopter over top of it, and zip tied everyone and drug them out into the street, everyone, including citizens, and checked everyone's papers and took away whoever they deemed to not be acceptable in whatever manner. But anyway, the whole time they're making a film. Like it wasn't over in like half an hour and there's a film out complete with music and a soundtrack. And like I told you, it's a reality TV show. What's up, kid? It's a fascist reality TV show. Of course it was a black community, Julia. This is the point of it all. To intimidate minorities. How dare they think that democracy would empower them to have power in this country, when we all know that they think that this is a white Christian country. White Christians will control this country. That's what they think, no matter what. And if they have to burn the Constitution to make that happen, then that's what they're going to do. I mean, that's what they're doing already. He's on TV talking about, Portland is burning down, it's a war zone. And then CNN goes live to the guy. He's walking up the street. He's like, here's the war zone. It's like a bunch of middle-aged and older people and young kids and and backpacks and signs. And they're all standing there. And he's like, this is one block. One block. The city's burning down. We need the military. They live in a deluded fantasy. I've been saying this for a long time. And people just seem to just continue to just let them spew complete bullshit, unchallenged whatsoever. I mean, you turn on the CNN or something at night, and they go, let's go down to the guy who's down there. He's just down there, standing down there. There's nothing happening. And he's like, it's a war zone, and these people are terrorists. And the only thing that happens is, at dark, the fucking feds roll out and start shooting tear gas and rubber bullets at people. They're the ones who are terrorizing people. Yes, it was a marathon. It's such a war zone. They ran a marathon with 20,000 people. It's absurd. The assertions that they're trying to make, and they're just itching to invoke this Insurrection Act, because Stephen Miller's been talking about the Insurrection Act for a couple years now. These are all his plans. Like I said, I don't know what happened to Stephen Miller, but something bad happened to him. It turned him into a monster. That's it. I believe it goes all the way back to what I said before. But, you know, when we elected Barack Obama to be the President of the United States, that they threw the Constitution in the garbage can right there. They were like, well, if this is where the Constitution gets us, fuck it, I guess. And just like that, 250 years of tradition and you know, all the things that they banged about. Remember I said they used to always carry around constitutions in their pocket, waving around in your face. Turns out they never even read it. They didn't even know what was in it. Oh, I know some guns. This lets me keep my guns. Where's all those people with the guns? Said they needed the guns to fight a tyrannical government. And then here comes the tyrannical government, and there's not a single gun. Matter of fact, those people are cheering. Do you know how much you're insulting every single relative, friend, person in this country who ever fought for the idea of freedom? And you're just giving away the freedom that they fought for, covered in their blood. You're just giving it away to this fucking clown who's not even articulate. That's like, he's a compulsive, lying, orange clown from a reality TV show. I don't. I've watched this happen for over a decade now. I've been speaking out about this. I've been warning people about it. You know, people say I was crazy. People, you know, but I still can't wrap my head around how this happened. And a guy where it said something today that I think is the truth. Is that we have a real stupidity problem in this country, and that is very true. People are uneducated, stupid, and brainwashed by propaganda on the internet and on Fox. Like people like Jesse Waters, just bringing a guy on with a mask. Did you see this? He brings a guy on with a mask. He's a former Antifa member, this says. Why is he wearing a mask? If he's not a member anymore, why does he just show his face and say, I used to be an Antifa, but I left? Because, well, first of all, he couldn't have been an Antifa because it doesn't exist. It's not like a card that you get. This is like I'm a member of card-carrying member of Antifa. Like I said, it's a flash mob. It's an idea. And then, you know, when people like Richard Spencer would say, we're having Unite the Right in Charlottesville, then people online would be like, we're going to go fight fascism. It's like, join us. There's no person. There's no leader. There's no president of Antifa. There's no supreme Lord Commander. It's just a bunch of people that show up, and they know that the Nazis are violent, so they dress with, you know, they bring some armor or whatever to protect themselves, wear a helmet, you know, because it's going to get rough. But there's no real organization to it. There's no, like, attack plan. That's like, that's the problem, is the right is way more organized than the left. The left is a hodgepodge like me and Danielle were saying, people with various stages of ideas. You know, all they know, most of them, is that they're against fascism. But start asking them what they believe, and you could line up 10 of them. They all say something different, probably. The left is much more nuanced in their approach to positions on any various political issues. You know, it's very, very many. There's some leftists who are actually pro-Israel. There's other leftists that hate Israel. There's other people that don't care. There's anarchists. There's they don't care about nothing. They're like, they're nihilists, dude. They believe in nothing. And like I said, the anarchists who just want to see chaos. I think that this is the time for them. I said, because if you're an anarchist, I said they're going to start coming out of the woodwork, because this is the time, and you're right on the edge of something, and if the anarchists can come out and start pushing the right buttons, they could cause chaos to happen. Trump's already an agent of chaos in of himself, but I'm saying you could push a few buttons here and there and push it all over the edge. And those are the people that you need to start looking out for, because like Alfred said in that movie, that some people just want to watch the world burn, and some people do. The internet has created this culture of people who they just want to see some shit. They don't really care what it is. As long as it's exciting. People in this country have lost focus of what America is, was, should be, was supposed to be. Now, like I said, the Republicans have turned on each and every principle they've ever held. Deeply held principles that they've had for years and years and years. My entire life, really. I said states' rights, small government, anti-Fed. Now that's all the Feds. They control the federal government, and now they want to bring it down upon you. Everywhere. Well, no, I mean, I shouldn't say everywhere. Only in the blue states. It's that. Why, they sent some dudes in Memphis. But have you noticed the deployment in Memphis is not nearly as publicized as the other deployments? Like, they're there, but no one's really talking about it, or what's going on, or what they're doing. This is all about Trump showing his power to the left and people who opposed him. That's what this is about. All of it. Just like his charging James Comey with bullshit, These cases are not going anywhere. These people buying all this stuff. Hook, line, sinker. It's like yesterday, there was a thing that said, Rudy Giuliani was calling all these senators, Republican senators, during January 6th. So Jack Smith had all these phone records of them talking, because they're staging an insurrection, and that's what he was investigating. But then they came out, oh, he spied on this Republican senators. They lie constantly about everything. They gaslight the fuck out of you about everything. The Oregon Republican Party tried to post some pictures of like rioting going on, and it turns out it was from like 15 years ago or some shit. It's not, and then they had to apologize. Oh, we're terrible at memeing. No, you're lying. And you figure when you lie as much as they do, that you would be good at it. They're not even good at it. They're all Trump now. They all think they can just say whatever they want to say, regardless of facts or reason or reality, and it doesn't matter. And they're kind of right. Yes. Julia says stochastic terrorism is ramping up as well. For example, the judge whose house was blown up over the weekend. Yes, exactly. They're still going on about left-wing or left-wing terrorists, left-wing this, left-wing violence. And meanwhile, a judge ruled against Trump and they burned her fucking house down, almost killed her husband. He had to jump out the window of the burning house. Is the FBI looking into that? Not nearly as hard as they are looking at James Comey's house or whatever, like. This is the thing. And that tells you right there, that shows you why these congressmen won't stand up to Trump. Because like I told you before, there's an army of crazy lunatics and people that he pardoned from January 6th who will go out and do these kinds of things. And he just winks at them and says, well, you better do what I say. Or one or two true social posts, he can turn them on you. And they're scared. The time to be scared is over. I read this thing today, I think. I'll show it to you. It was a woman who says, as an attorney and a descendant of a survivor of the Holocaust, I feel I am both emboldened and responsible to stand up for a constitution no matter my personal safety or cost. My grandmother Miriam said, make them shoot you in public before they murder you in private. And that's where we're at, folks. If you could look at Stephen Miller and tell that he wants to kill a bunch of people, if you could let him off the leash, he'd start murdering people right now. He'd have them lined up and shot. He's like a Pink in The Wall when he snapped at the concert. That's Stephen Miller. Where he's like, if I had my way, I'd have all of you shot. That's Stephen Miller. And he's the chief advisor to the President of the United States. We're in a bad spot. Meanwhile, they blew up another boat. Venezuela. It's just blowing people, randomly blowing people up. They're murderers. It's straight up murder. I don't care what you call it. Then they killed that woman in Chicago. Did you see that? And they said, oh, she rammed her car into the ice. She boxed in the ice. And like, turn out, there's a bunch of body cam footage. They blocked her in. They hit her car. Then they shot her. Straight murder. What else you call it? What are you going to call it? I don't know what you call it. It'd be state-sanctioned murder. What I call it. Because that's what it is. The time for fucking pussyfooting around with your fucking terminologies is over. Like, exactly what I predicted would happen 10 years ago is where we're at right now. It took a long time to get there. As I said, I wasn't crazy. I was ahead of the curve. You can see this coming. Like, these are fascists. And now they control the United States government. The only thing standing between them and complete fascism in this country is you and me. That's it. Well, and some courts. But the Supreme Court's in the bag, so no matter what these lower courts do, how do you know that the Supreme Court's not just going to green light every single thing? You don't know. I mean, we're about to find out because the docket started. Looks like the Supreme Court's going to bring back gay conversion therapy because that fucking works. I guess they figure, if the gay kids commit suicide, that's one way to get rid of them. Keep your hands clean. You tell me how gay, did gay conversion therapy work? No, never did. All it is sanctioned torture. They would electrocute kids. They would do all kinds of things. It's horrible. So, a regular horror show, to use a term from my favorite film. This is where we're headed. If we don't stop it. And then we need to stop it now. I mean, the time is over for pussyfooting around. He's going to invoke the Insurrection Act. It's coming. Now, is it legal for him to do that? No. And it also specifically states in the Insurrection Act that he needs to go to Congress to get permission. He's not going to do that. And if he does, they're going to give him the permission probably. He knows he's got to do all this before the midterm. Or he's got to lock down the country so there is no election. Or they're going to lose. And now people are starting to use the word civil war for real. I heard it just now on television. People in talk shows that we're getting dangerously close to invading another state with another state's National Guard. Okay? You take a red state's National Guard, you're invading a blue state. What is that? You're already one step away from a real civil war. The only thing that hasn't happened is fire. Like people haven't started firing and killing each other, but that's coming. And see, as soon as anyone fights back, that's why they're setting up this leftist terrorism fucking bullshit argument. Because as soon as anyone fights back, that's what they're going to call it. And go, look, we were right. The leftist terrorists are, who are defending themselves against armed fascists who are invading their fucking territories. They're the terrorists. That's why they're coming out at night and tear gassing the fucking leftists so they can, or the protesters in Oregon, Portland, so that they can show all these pictures and go, look, it's radical and violent. It's like, yeah, the radical and violent people were the troops that came out of the gate and started firing tear gas at people. But see, that doesn't matter to these people. The propaganda machine is finely tuned. Like I said, if Fox News Channel is a news channel, really, and Jesse Waters could just bring out any dude, random person in a fucking mask and say, where... It's unbelievable. Yes, it's a political war, but it's about to become a real one soon. I don't know if they'll come downstate, Julia. I think it's more about the cities. He cares more about the cities. As I said, to Trump, the rural America is already in his bag. He's not going to fuck with you too much. You live in the rural parts of. He's going to come out there like here. Like Cincinnati is a Democratic stronghold in Ohio. Cleveland. It's a Democratic stronghold in Ohio. The rest of the state is Republican. So when he comes here, he's coming for us. Directly. He'll come to Cincinnati. He'll come to Cleveland. He'll put military in the street. I'm right in grade A prime territory for invasion. Here in the Democratic stronghold of northern Kentucky and Cincinnati, Ohio. And we're surrounded by these people who are team fascists. And see, this is the real problem. Is a lot of the left power centers are cities, densely populated. I mean, there's leftists scattered about, but I'm saying when you come outside of Cincinnati, you drive 25 miles south. You're almost in the South. I mean, it's Republicans, and the closer you get to Tennessee, and when you get to Tennessee, you're in total fascist land. Marsha Blackburn is out of her mind. I see her post every day on social media. It's unbelievable. Like, these people are not looking fascists. And they want Donald Trump to be the supreme leader. It's an hour east. Jewish says, I'm an hour east of St. Louis, which is a blue city. It's only a matter of time till they go to Missouri. Sure. Sure. I believe that. That's what I'm saying is, he's going to come after the population centers of most every state. Even red states, the cities are blue, most of them. So he's going to try to lock down the cities. Because that's where most of the, let's say, opposition is. And that's what I was saying is, most of the left is condensed in high population areas in this country. You get out into the suburbs. It's like California. If you go out, get outside of Los Angeles and these big cities in California, it's just like anywhere else. A bunch of fucking redneck Trumpers. He was saying he would send troops to Detroit. Exactly. Detroit's Democrat stronghold. He's going to send troops. He's going to try to invoke the Insurrection Act and send troops to as many cities as he can. This is what's going to happen. Now whether or not the courts can stop him, or the Congress finally wakes up and says, hey, we got to stop this. But I don't think that's going to happen at this point. Mike Johnson still has the Congress out of session, still refusing to swear in this woman because she's the 218th vote. They're still covering up the Epstein file. Pam Bondi was in the Senate today. They finally did an oversight hearing of the Department of Justice, and she would not answer any questions about the Epstein file. She danced all around it. They're covering it up. Sean in White House was asking her, he said that there was a witness that said that Jeffrey Epstein had a bunch of pictures of Donald Trump with half-naked girls. And this person had claimed to have seen these pictures. And he was asking Pam Bondi, have you seen these photos that this person is talking about of Donald Trump with half-naked girls? Now, if this wasn't true, she could very easily have said, no, I haven't seen these pictures, and they don't exist. But she didn't say that. She danced all around the question and then attacked him with bullshit opposition research that's not even true. Saying that he took some money from somebody. He didn't take no money from him. Because she can't say that's not true, because it most likely is. What's in the file is stuff like that they don't want you to see. And people keep saying, well, these victims said that Donald Trump did a damn thing. Yes, they never answer a simple question, Ken. And they lie constantly. So all they do is lie. I've never seen people lie like this. It's the most insane thing I've ever seen. Like, we're off the rails. We're into like I said, it's a fantasy world. When you listen to Stephen Miller and Trump talk, was like, all these cities are part of it. Trump was like, Chicago was worse than Afghanistan, he said. And then he said, there's black women all over the city wearing mega hats. I'm like, I have not seen that. Where do you see that at? Oh, in his own mind he saw that. Because the man is insane. All of this is insane. It's pure insanity. And we're just going along with it. The Republicans want power so bad that they're willing to just lay down and abdicate themselves to Donald Trump. Like I said again, we could talk about this for over and over and over and over, and I could never properly explain to you how this happened. Like I said, it's a combination of propaganda, television, deep-seated racism that has been under the surface of this country since the very beginning of it. And just pure hate, I guess. I don't know any way to explain it. It's to the point where they hate other Americans. Because To them, they're an existential threat to whatever it is that they think we should be, which I still haven't figured out what it is that they think we should be besides stale, uh, white people in charge of everything, I guess. I mean, and then Marge is like, we need to make the English the official language of the United States. It already is, isn't it? Are you going to tell people they can't speak other languages? Really? Remember all that shit about the melting pot and what the United States is, what makes America great is all these cultures could live together and everybody can be free. Like, that's not what they want. They want to control. They want to make a homogenous culture that everybody has to be subjected to. White Christianity, whatever the fuck that means. I don't even know what it means. It's unbelievable. These people are fanatics. And for Stephen Miller to be like, oh yeah, Donald Trump is all powerful and he can do anything. Like, they want a man to be a king. I mean, a king is like an antiquated dictator, dear leader, whatever the fuck you want to call it. We're turning into North Korea. Which I would have never thought that could happen. Like, why would we want to be North Korea? I don't know, but apparently that's what they've chosen. And again, they even pick a smart person to be their leader. Right, we've never had an official language in this country, right? But everybody speaks English, right? That's what you're taught in school. Spanish, French, those are electives. English, mandatory. Wasn't it? In my school it was, and you're talking about the 1970s, early 1980s. English, mandatory. Spanish, French, other languages, electives. You could choose to take another language. I tried to take Spanish, but I mean, it's not like I couldn't learn Spanish, I don't think. But I guess it just at the time I wasn't interested in it, I guess. It's like, it's not interesting to me. I only took one semester. I was like, I don't think I'm going to take it anymore. I wish I would have kept at it. Plus, it wasn't until high school. I believe if you're going to learn another language, you should do it when you're really young. Like most kids who have bilingual parents or one parent, like Amon-Ra St. Brown, who plays for the Detroit Lions. His mother's German, and she speaks only in German. So when he was growing up, he learned English, but he only spoke to his mother in German, so he wound up, now he knows German and English. It's easier to learn stuff when you're young and your mind is a sponge. It's wide open. You wait till you're like in high school and go, I think I'll take Spanish. You're like, this is fucking boring. Like, and when will I ever use it? I mean, at the time I lived in Indiana, there wasn't a Mexican person in sight. So it was very, very easy to see a world where you would never need to use it, because they weren't there. I told you that's how I knew the country had changed. When I moved away to Florida for 10 years, I came back home, and I was doing stand-up, and I'm driving across Indiana. I'm like in the middle of rural Indiana on the way to Bloomington, which is right in the middle of the state. And I saw a Mexican restaurant, complete with like Spanish name on the sign, and I was like, whoa. Like, whoa, things have changed. Like, that's when the white people started tripping. Which is hilarious because they're tripping while they're going down there to get a burrito. That's the part of it. I've never been able to wrap my head around. It's like, oh, they want that, they want the fajita plates, but they don't want the Mexicans who make it. It's like, God damn it, these Mexicans. Like, yeah, I'll take the fajitas, sizzling fajitas. It's like that. It's unbelievable. Yes, Julia, like I'm saying, when you're young, Niece is like that, she says. Her father is Cuban, so she grew up speaking both languages. She also knows some Yiddish, right? Because she's Jewish too, right? Jewish and Cuban, that's a weird combination. But that's the only thing I can see. Only in America could that happen. A person could be Cuban, American, and Jewish all at the same time. What other country does that happen? See, that's not good enough for them. That's too woke. Whatever that means. It's like, woke. The woke thing is hilarious to me too. Woke. What does that mean? No, I have feelings for other people. You're woke. It's like, oh, I have empathy. I feel that other people's pain. Oh, look, got another Twitch bot. Elden Lord 2. They're all selling these viewers on streamboo.com. What the fuck is streamboo.com? I don't even know what that is. Right? Cheap viewers. I can buy viewers. That's what you want, right? A show you gotta pay people to watch. Please watch my show. I'll give you $20. What the fuck? Told you. I don't want the viewers unless they're strapped to a chair. Forced to watch. That's like against their will. We can make it like it's like a Squid Game kind of. Like, who can take it the longest? I can talk for a long time. And yeah, I came on early because I'm going to go to the movies or something. I got to get out of the house. I haven't decided what I'm going to see yet. Maybe that Leonardo DiCaprio movie. One battle after. It's interesting. They say that movie is like a take on what's happening right now. You know, it's like, oh, thank God they made a movie about it before we descended to total fascism. People will be like showing that movie. This is the last free movie ever made before Stephen Miller took over the film industry. Like Joseph Goebbels did in Germany. And all the movies are about the dear leader and how great he is. It's like, this is what's hilarious. I find most hilarious is this has never worked. In the long term, we've been through this list. Like, there's a list. It's like Mussolini, Hitler, like these people. It never works. And yet they still keep coming back to it. We're going to make it work this time. It's like, no, you're never going to make it work because there's always going to be people who will not lay down for you. I don't give a fuck. I am not laying down for you. I will never lay down for you. I'm an American. I was born free, and I'm going to die that way. And if that means that I die opposing fascists trying to take over my country, then that's what happens. No better way to die, you ask me? You know, now, I mean, I'm stuck here. I can't get away. I mean, I guess I could theoretically get away, but I have to abandon my mother and all these other things, my family and all this stuff. It's like, my family's not going anywhere. These are the only people I know. It's like my cousin I went to the wedding. I'm not really related to them. That's my stepmother's family. But they took me into their family when I was like 10 years old. So for 42 years, they treated me like I was part of their family. My dad's wife's sister, Jeannie, her daughter was getting married. She was like, come over here and we're getting to the family photo. And I was like, I'm not really a part of it. She's like, shut up and get in the picture. It was like, it just made me realize. I told her, you know, I was like, you know, you guys You took me into your family. You've always treated me as part of your family. And my life has been thoroughly enhanced by that experience. Because I wouldn't have that kind of experience. I wouldn't have a family experience. Our family was small, and my grandparents died. My mom's sister died. Her daughter died. That's why I'm here with my mom. There's no one left for her except for me. Without them, I wouldn't have a family. I mean, I have my dad's family, my aunt, and she has a son, and he has like fucking 10 kids. So I get to go out there and have dinner with that family. But I'm saying the Goins have a big family. There was 5 brothers, or let's see, there's Scott, Tony, Susie, Laura. There's 5 of them. And they all have kids, and their kids are getting married, now, and all these things that I wouldn't have ever had if people didn't take me in and treat me like part of their family. And then, like I said, we are family now, but they didn't have to do that. And like I said, my life is infinitely better for that experience. Matter of fact, I was the only child. I was raised alone. I've gotten used to being alone, but it's not a nice place to be. I mean, I can deal with it. I can take it, but right, exactly, Julia. Julia says my family was small too. They're all dead now, except for my 2 sisters and my 1 niece, and they all live far away from me. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't have had anybody except for, I said, my aunt and her, and I'm grateful for them. I love them. They're my family. But I wouldn't have had the whole other experience I've had. I mean, I've always gone to their Christmas. They're all the holidays. My dad's wife's brother goes with me and my dad, like, to the ball games and stuff. Like we are actually family, but not blood related. It's a beautiful thing. And we all have different views and different. There's some of them they're Catholics. I'm not fucking Catholic. I'm not into Catholicism. Like they're all some of them conservatives. But we all get along. We all love each other. It taught me. That's the thing that has changed. Is it used to be people had differences, they just talk about it, and now it's like people can't even talk about it. They want to fight. And it's like all this propaganda has melted people's brains. It's made politics into something ugly. Instead of deciding how we can make a country better, people are deciding who needs to go. That's like to create the perfect utopia that they think that they're going to create, which I don't understand a utopia where you want, armed soldiers walking up and down the street. Where your president says that cities in your country are just like Afghanistan. Are you fucking kidding me? The hyperbole these people use it's unbelievable. And the gaslighting. Like I said, they're like, oh, the leftists are terrorists. And then you turn on the TV and like, oh, Judge's house is burning down because she voted against Trump. And you're like, who's the terrorist again? And again, you don't hear them saying, trying to get to the bottom of who did that. Because it's them. Don't you get it? If it helps them, they don't care. That's why Trump pardoned the January 6 people. Violence is okay if it serves them. Anybody else, I said, if you try to fight back, oh, you're a terrorist. It's like, how about you follow the law, bro? Constitution. How about you respect people's rights and freedom? They don't care about that. These people are giving away their freedom voluntarily. Julia says they're looking for a fictitious biblical paradise. You don't realize that will never exist. Yeah, right. Look at Israel. That's a real utopia, isn't it? It's the same as Hamas. You know, these people, they say, oh, they're terrorists. They're like, they boxed them in for decades and decades and brutalized them, you know, killed them, subjected them to all kinds of shit, invaded their territories with illegal settlements, pushed people off their land, you know, did all kinds of horrible things to people, which created groups like Hamas, who eventually did something like October the 7th, which is horrible. I'm not going to say it's not horrible. It is horrible. Anyone getting murdered is horrible. Human beings killing other human beings is horrible. But to pretend like they just got up one day and decided to do this for no fucking reason is bullshit and ridiculous gaslighting. Period. The problem is these systems don't work. And, you know, the systems, that's what systems that we design, they don't work. It's time to revisit how society is run from top to bottom and create a new system. It's more humane, more respectful of human beings and their fucking rights. Right now, your rights as a human being depend upon where you're born, where you live, or, you know, what country you're born into. If you're born in North Korea, you ain't got a fucking chance, except to get over that wall somehow and get the fuck out of there. Otherwise, bow down to the leader, because that's how it is, you know. If you're born in, let's pick a country, any country. If you're born into Argentina now, you're living in the fucking, the economy's crashing, and the United States got to bail you out. If you live in Venezuela, they're blowing people up on the fucking, off the fucking coast. And fishermen don't want to go fishing, and people are up here laughing about it like it's funny. And people are afraid to go fishing because they might get blown up by a drunk Pete Hegseth. It's insanity. This world is off the chain. How we get it back, I don't know. I have no idea. But here we are. I'm going to tell you this right now. Buckle up. It's only going to get worse. The only way to stop any of this, as I said, is if the Congress would wake up off their asses, impeach Donald Trump, and remove him from fucking office. But that's not going to happen. Because the Republicans, they're all in on it. These red states, they want to impose their will onto the blue states. I mean, just listen to the way they talk. They want to fundamentally put you under the boot. They think acceptance of gay people, acceptance of trans people, acceptance of minorities, you know, to be thought of as equal, somehow wrong. And an affront to God himself. Now, how this, like I said again, how this all got mixed up into religious, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's mega churches and shit like that, but that's made that happen. But I never went to them, so I just see pictures of it like, this is creepy. It's a cult shit. You know how it's a cult? It's because these are cults. The people that go to Joel Osteen's church, even after he was caught with money in the wall and all that shit, he wouldn't let people in the fucking flood. He was an asshole. And people just, they don't care. Because it's a cult. Human beings don't have their shit together. That's the bottom line. It's like I said, there ain't much hope for us. We're done. We're on the slow. I mean, it was slow, but now it's going faster and faster. We're on the ride downward, my friends. They want to fundamentally change this country. The Constitution is already kind of not worth a shit. They've already turned their back on it. They've already. Yes, Julia. Luckily, I've been living my whole life. That's why I'm in this weird position where I've been living my whole life and now I'm back, stuck here in the mundane, life that I've worked my whole life to escape. And now I'm back in it. And I'm trapped. I got no way out, I mean, I'm not complaining about it because it's my responsibility. But like I said, as a human being, if you're gonna be a good human being, you gotta take care of your fucking responsibilities, which is your family first and foremost, and including the people, like I said, who aren't really my family but accept me as their family. I feel like I owe them more. They didn't have to take me. They did. They chose to because they're good people. And you have to remember that good people are still out there. It's hard to see through all this. But there are still good people out there. And those are the ones that are out in the street. And when it comes to getting out in the street, I'll be out there too. But they just haven't done it yet around here too much. Because they haven't came here. But when they come here, I'll be out there. And if something happens to me for being out there, then that's a price gotta pay, I guess. As I will reiterate one more time, I will never lay down for you. Ever. It's not gonna happen. I still believe in America and what it is. And some of these people, like I said, when this is all over, they need to go to jail. Or, the Hague. These are crimes against humanity itself. Stephen Miller, people like that, they need to go. There's still 12 or 1,300 people missing, who were in Alligator Alcatraz. Nobody knows where they are. They just disappeared. And you're still like, you can't call us Nazis, what the fuck? When you take a bunch of people and lock them in a camp, and then a bunch of them just disappear, what the fuck do you call that? Sex. The time for pussyfooting around is over. And I said, these people are Nazis. And they're coming for you and me. And so, take what you will on that. Be ready. Like I said, I'm not telling you to go out and do anything. Just be ready to protect yourself. Because they're coming. It's only a matter of time. Right, Julia said they dumped them in the ocean. Or somebody said that they fed them to alligators. That could be. Who knows? All I know is they're gone. No one knows where they are. And if you think that's acceptable, get the fuck far away from me and never speak to me. Ever. Because you're an inhuman monster. And that's the thing. This country has lost its soul. And you can thump your Bible and go to mega church all you want. You're soulless. If you think that this is the way. This is evil. Plain and simple. Period. And it's right here. Right in your face. There's no escaping it. So, anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I said I'm going to go see a movie or something. Because again, like Julia said, you got to try to live, Got to try to keep going. Got to try to enjoy every day. This is when you get back to the simple philosophy of every day is all you got. Because who knows what tomorrow will bring, and it's changing rapidly, very fast. And you got to try and enjoy your life as much as you can. I'm going to get out of here. I'll be back here on Thursday. And then I said again, I apologize for the scheduling interruptions. I had to go to that wedding. And I was going to do something on Sunday, but I didn't realize that the Bengals were playing at 4:30 instead of 1 o'clock. I thought I'd watch the Bengals game and then do the show. But then, the Bengals aren't playing at 4:30. And then I watched them get their ass kicked. And it's like, oh, God, why did I even... It's like... It's so bad they traded for Joe Flacco today. They're going to put a 40-year-old man behind a line that can't protect anyone. If you ask me, that's almost like elder abuse. It's like Joe Flacco's going to die. It's not going to be good. Or it could be good. Like, who knows? Anyway, as always, I thank each and every one of you that hangs out with me. I'll be back Thursday. 6 o'clock, normal time. Until then, I said, go do something. Enjoy your life. I love you guys. Good night.
If you want something new to see, I guarantee I'd be the first to be standing there, bathing